From the streets of Chicago to wine country, the Challenger Cup Series goes back-to-back on the road courses, left turns and right turns for the second straight week here in the second season in 2025. Last week, a new discipline for many, the street course, a very unique style of driving. We get back more to NASCAR's bread and butter road course this week with a track that has been on the schedule for going on 30 years now. It's Sonoma Raceway tonight in Sonoma, California, the site for Race 3 of Season 2 of the Challenger Cup Series here in 2025. A track that has seen so many iconic moments in the history of NASCAR. We hope to make another one here tonight in the Challenger Cup Series as well. Good evening, everyone, and welcome high atop the Sonoma Raceway. You'll see the winding turns, the elevation changes of this racetrack. It's a very unique layout. It's a layout that is very tough to drive. It is not easy on your equipment. It's not easy on the mental for a driver or the physical either. These drivers have their task ahead of them here tonight. My name is Dawson Wise. You'll be watching live coverage here on PGR eSports of the Challenger Cup Series as we continue into the meat of the season, in the second season here in 2025. So happy you all have joined me tonight on another Tuesday night. Glad you are here and happy to bring you all the action from Sonoma. Qualifying is just about over with. Most drivers have already taken their lap, but only about 60 seconds left on the clock, so they'll let that expire, and then we'll get down trackside. We're going to do something very similar to last week when the drivers do get on the grid. As they make their pace lap around Sonoma, we will take a virtual lap around Sonoma as well and get you set for what should be a fun week of racing, a fun night of racing here in the Challenger Cup Series as we enter a very busy time in PGR eSports. There's a lot going on. We'll tell you more about that later. Cannot wait to get this one underway here from Sonoma. If you missed last week's Chicago Street Course, a race of attrition, 18 cars started, 6 cars finished all 34 laps. Once all was said and done from the streets of Grant Park in Chicago. And coming out with a win, Christian Strader, a gritty effort from the 29, locks him into the playoffs, the second driver to win this season. And the Chicago streets, he beat John Velocity late. Velocity dominated the early portion of the race. Strader dominated the latter portion to go on to get a victory. If you missed Atlanta a couple weeks ago, the season opener for Season 2 here in 2025, Stephen Luttrell pulled a big victory and locked himself into the playoffs as well. A big field tonight, 20 cars going to take on Sonoma Raceway as we get ready to go for racing in the Challenger Cup Series. Let's head down trackside. Drivers getting on the grid. That means it is Challenger night in America once more. Now let's get down to business as cars get on the grid. We'll quickly go through your starting grid. Once we're through that, we'll take on a virtual lap around Sonoma, and then we'll get underway. 44 laps on tap here tonight at Sonoma Raceway. Nick Seipel is going to be the pole sitter on a 1:15.5 second lap on the speed charts for Seipel, the rookie in the Challenger Cup Series. His second start here, and both have been on a road course. He'll start on the pole alongside him. It's last week's winner, Christian Strader. Another new look. The Reese's Fast Break car is on the 29 this week. Row 2, it's John Velocity in the 84, one of the ringers here on the road courses in that blue, black, and gray 84. Also the defending series champion for 2025, looking to get himself into the win column after dominating early at Chicago last week. Starting fourth, Garrett Caswell in the 77 had a nice campaign to start his Challenger Cup Series career, but looking to get a finish to match his running position so far. He'll start from fourth. Row 3, it's Harold Watkins, one of the Championship 4 a season ago, still without a win here in Season 2 of 2025. He'd love to change that tonight. It's Matt Hayden starting to his outside, or to his right in this case, in 6. Row 4, going to be Travis Everett in the 13 machine. Alongside him, Rusty Modesty in the 6. Row 5, James Catrone in the 38. And Andrew Little in the Waterford Concept 68 will round out the top 10. P11 will be Cody Eldred. P12 will be GT Irizarry. Back a little bit further, 13th, Hunter Carlson, welcome back to the series here in 2025. He'll start 13th. Greg Bourbonier will start from 14th. A great run for him to start this season, back-to-back top 6 finishes. Austin Johnson returns for the first time since Atlanta. He'll start 15th. Stephen Luttrell will start 16th, the Atlanta winner. Brandon Beauchamp will start back in 17th. Stephen Rasick in 18th. It'll be Mike Martino 19th and Taylor Seneft in 20th. Taking a virtual lap around Sonoma Raceway. They're coming up now through that wide arcing turn 1. They'll get up here to this hill. This will be turn number 2, this right-hander at the top of the hill. They'll continue to elevation change up a long hill right here, up to the left-hand turn 3, and the right-hand turn 3A, which you'll see on this camera right here. There's 3. Here's 3A as they go to their right. They'll then come down this long hill. They get a lot of speed right here, a heavy braking zone off here on the right as they'll hit turn 4A. We're not running the carousel tonight. It's the normal NASCAR layout. They'll come down off of 4A. You'll see that runoff area by the tires. Drivers will utilize that runoff the entire night. Just don't hit that wall, that tire barrier on the outside. They'll come down this short chute into turn number 7. Those big curves, you see a lot of wheel hop. And turn 7, another heavy braking zone to the right, and a big passing zone going to be there as well. Then one of the most technical parts of any road course in America, it's the S's at Sonoma Raceway. You'll see them come down through these right here. As we got one spinning in the back, it's Hunter Carlson. He'll get it back going. They'll come down through the S's that serve as turn 7A, turn 8, turn 8A, turn 9, and turn 10, which you'll see right here. This is 9. They're going through right now that wide arcing left-hander. Then a bit of a more tight right-hander is turn 10. They'll then come down this long straightaway. There you see them exit turn 10 off with the dirt runoff. You'll see guys in that. And one of the most famous turns in NASCAR, the hairpin, is turn 11 here at Sonoma Raceway. They'll come down off turn 11. They'll come onto the front stretch. They'll have turn 12, which is essentially a kink right there on the front stretch. And that is a lap around the Sonoma Raceway. Nick Seipel looking to get his first win in his second start, but he's got a road course ace alongside him and Christian Strader. It's the third round of the Challenger Cup Series from Sonoma. We are green flag racing. We're underway. Lap 1 complete, lap 2 on the board, and Seipel off to a raging fast start at the front of the field. 1 lap led already for the 57 on the timing and scoring the 75 on the left side of that Premier Racing setups machine. As he is off to a decent lead over one of the ringers, John Velocity, the defending series champ. He runs in second. Then it's Caswell up to third, and Christian Strader is back in fourth. As we'll keep an eye on what happened towards the back of the field. You saw Steven Rasick in turn 1 got off a little bit. Oh, man, Caswell almost a little too close to the sun right there in turn 4 as he got that tire barrier with the left rear corner of that car. You saw Steven Rasick in turn 1 get off. You saw Mike Martino, Stephen Luttrell come together in turn 7. Brandon Beauchamp is now off towards the back of the field. He is off here at the entrance of turn 7. Keep it up front for now. You're a downshift there from Seipel. Down through 9, down through 10, and off towards turn number 11. Velocity drives it in pretty deep, and now all of a sudden, Velocity's got something for him in the Fuel Fest Chevrolet. Now, how much of this is Seipel backing off? How much of it is John Velocity getting to his race pace? Seipel going to have to fend off the champ here in turn number 1. Up the hill they go. Lap 3 already on the board. There is a stage break tonight at lap number 11. The conclusion of lap 11 will be that stage break. Matt Hayden with some problems towards the back of the field. The 5 car appears to be okay. Back here around GT Irizarry. Keeping it up front. Battle for the lead continues. We'll go back through the field in a moment when this battle calms down just a little. As of now, though, it is Seipel, Velocity, Caswell, Strader, Watkins, your top 5. And it is a close battle, top 5 here as they hit the S's once again. In line, top 5, still pretty solid. Rusty Modesty +2 to 6th. Andrew Little +2 to 8th. Hunter Carlson +3 to 10th. There we saw him have some problems on the pace lap. How about Greg Bourbonier +2 to 12th? Looking for back-to-back-to-back really nice runs for that 00 machine. With this battle settling for the moment, let's go find battles on the racetrack. See Caswell starting to get a little bit of heat from Christian Strader for third. Strader, the winner last week in Chicago, he is putting some heat on the back bumper of the rookie Garrett Caswell. Ooh, more problems back here. It's Rasick and Martino again. They get off in turn 7. Both have crashed. They will both continue on. No caution required. No full course cautions tonight unless the track is blocked. Oh no, Greg Bourbonier's had problems over here on the front stretch. The 00 gets around and he will get it back going. No damage to the 00 Miller Lite Camry. It will continue on with that stage break at lap 11. As long as he can stay on the lead lap, he will be okay. Brandon Beauchamp, more problems back here in the hairpin. Again, no damage to the High Rock Chevrolet. He will continue on. Looking forward for some battles. Nothing here between these cars. But up here, Travis Everett, Andrew Little. This is spread out just a little bit as well, so not a ton going on the speedway right now. A lot of cars have gotten separated. Pretty decent battle right here. This is for 12th. Here is Arian Matt Hayden. We may go back up to Caswell and Strader here in a moment as those two start to come together once again. Here's Zuri Hayden. This one calms down. Let's go back up here as this battle is heated back up. It's Christian Strader getting on by Garrett Caswell as the 29 goes by for third. He will try to race up now to the top two in front of him. And that Reese's fast break Ford Mustang Dark Horse. No battle between the leaders right now. This is the best battle on the racetrack, but it won't be for long. Look back here. Rusty Modesty's got a bit of pep in his step early in this one on lap 5 as he's looking for 5th on Harold Watkins and closing in little by little. Started 8th tonight. He's up to 6th now. Chases the 2025 Season 1 regular season champ as they head down to turn 11. Apologies if I take some breaks tonight. My voice is not 100%. I'm closer to 100% now than I was this weekend, but my voice, I lost my voice this past weekend. And trying to work on getting it back. So if I take a break, it's to get a drink of water so I can make sure I get all 44 laps under the belt. Rusty Modesty's going to be there. Well, I thought he was. He's lost a little bit of time now. We'll go back up front because the battle for the lead is heated back up again. Here comes John Velocity. Through 4 goes the leader, Seipel. He's got Velocity, though, breathing down his neck. 7/10 back, and Christian Strader has closed the gap down from 5 seconds to 3 as the leaders hit 7 and head for the S's. Down the S's they go. Seipel by 7/10 over Velocity by 2.9 seconds over Strader as the field works down this long, hilly, winding section of the racetrack. Again, one of the most technical sections in NASCAR because of how finesse you have to be when you drive it. Through 9, through 10, and Seipel works his way down into the hairpin on lap number 6. It'll be 5 laps to go in the only short stage of the night. Then we'll go 34 to the end of stage 2 and the completion of tonight's race. I've noticed Velocity's been better on exit than Seipel is. Perhaps Seipel giving a little more on entry than Velocity is. You'll see Velocity lose a little time on entry, slow in, fast out, the secret to a road course. It's working for the 84 right now. Again, no real battles on the racetrack. Andrew Little +2 to 8th, but James Catrone is threatening for that spot. Matt Hayden threatening GT Irizarry once again for 12th. Seipel and Velocity will duel once again. Into the S's they go. Seipel has it. Velocity wants it. Not going to force the issue, but certainly would like to grab the lead. This is similar to Chicago, where Velocity led much of the early race and then was hunted down by Christian Strader, eventually passed on pit strategy. Ends up coming home second. Surely does not want to do that again. Trouble towards the back. It's Austin Johnson and Mike Martino, as Austin Johnson has gotten off the racetrack here in the dirt, up the hill from turn 1. Doesn't seem to be any issues, though, with that 10 machine, so he will continue on. 4 laps to go in the only stage of tonight's race. Top 5 spread out, other than this battle up front with Velocity and Nick Seipel. Seipel looking for his first stage win in his Challenger Cup Series career, as he looks to grab early points and try to get a win under his belt later on in the night as well. Would be the first of his Challenger career as well. Laps going by quickly. 1 minute, 15-second lap times. We're not going to be here very long. If this race remains green. Yeah, we have 1 planned caution. It's coming up in about 3.5 laps from right now. After that, it will only be at the track is blocked. Otherwise, we are going to run this thing out and have local cautions. for the remainder of the night. Seipel approaching lap traffic for the first time as he pulled a bit of a gap on John Velocity. He'll approach the lap car of Steven Rasick. He will get there before the end of the stage. In fact, he'll get there here momentarily. As he comes off turn number 12 down to the line. Lap 9 goes on the board. 3 laps to go, stage 1. Rasick, ooh, okay. Maybe it was the camera angle. Looked a little bit contentious there, but maybe it was the camera angle. Oh, Velocity had to slow up big time, though. As he got around Rasick, that'll lose him some time. Trouble for Travis Everett as Matt Hayden comes to pit road. Travis Everett had a moment, must have just bounced off the wall. There are really no other battles on the speedway right now. Greg Bourbonniere able to stay going. He'll pass Matt Hayden on pit road. Matt Hayden, an extended stop on pit road. Nope, this looks like routine service. No harm, no foul there. Boy, Seipel's running some fast ones right now. 1:16.48's fastest on track by 0.4 of a second over Christian Schrader. Seipel is blazing fast. Also has the fastest lap of the race, a 1:16.09. 2 laps to go, stage 1. Velocity chasing Nick Seipel. Then it's Schrader, Caswell, Watkins, Modesty, Little, Cotrone, Carlson, and Eldred, the rest of your top 10. Ooh. Lap car gave some problems to Nick Seipel there to allow John Velocity into this battle for a moment. Down to 4. I mean, Seipel's making it look easy right now. Ooh, got the back end a little out of shape right there, though. Curbing did not help that 75 machine. He'll come down to the S's, and when he comes back, it'll be 1 lap to go in stage 1. Seipel's led all 10. So far, so good for the driver of the Premier Racing Setups Ford Mustang. Oh, Austin Johnson goes off right in front of the leader. He will rejoin without issue, but that was a sketchy moment. Seipel into the hairpin. And coming back, 1 lap to go in stage 1 already. I'm telling you, laps are quick here at Sonoma when you're up to pace. And Seipel looking to complete a dominant stage 1. Just look at how easy he makes this. I mean, this is absurd how easy he makes this. See him come up the hill, down towards 4. And make the round here in 7 and come down to the S's where the hairpin camera will pick him up. Testing camera angles as well. Sonoma's not a place I've broadcast at before, so, well, thought that would be a little bit better than it was. There we go. He comes out from behind the building. And down to 10, and man, it's a cool little camera angle here of Nick Seipel as he comes down into the hairpin for the final time in stage 1. Rounds that corner. Swings the back end just a little, but no harm, no foul. That was as dominant as it gets. Nick Seipel comes to the start-finish line. He'll win stage 1 at Sonoma. John Velocity, Christian Schrader, Garrett Caswell, and Harold Watkins will pick up the stage points as we complete the one and only stage of tonight's race. Well, I was going to say, there it is. Good grief. I was taking a drink of water. I thought we were going to be under the caution flag, and caution flag waited just a moment. But Nick Seipel completes a dominant run in stage number 1. Again, the 5 receiving stage points. Nick Seipel first, he'll get 5 points. John Velasquez will get 4. Christian Schrader will get 3. Garrett Caswell will get 2. And Harold Watkins will get 1. Clean and green stage 1. And already 12 laps into a 44-lapper tonight in Sonoma. They will pick up the pace car. Once they do, we will head to our one and only commercial break of the night. Since there are no yellows, going to be no other chances to do it, so we'll look forward to that. Look forward to telling you more about the SummerSlam 499 coming up here during this next green flag run, because we are only 2.5 weeks away. Can you believe that? 2.5 weeks from the biggest sim racing event of the summer, right here on PGR eSports, August 2nd and August 3rd. In the Gen 6, it's going to be electric. Cannot wait for that. Field has picked up the pace car, and as such, we are going to head to our one and only commercial break here on PGR eSports. Lap 13 on the board. We're under caution for the end of stage 1 at Sonoma Raceway. Nick Seipel is your race leader. John Velasquez, Christian Schrader, Garrett Caswell, Harold Watkins pick up stage points. We'll be right back after a short break. Don't go anywhere. We're going to keep it side by side so you don't miss a thing. You're watching Challenger Cup Series Racing on PGR eSports.
Green flag is in the air. We are racing. Three by three. Almost no trouble. Around goes Alex Hill. On into the outside wall goes Hill. They're wrecking big time out back. We're not going to throw a caution. Finish. Who gets it in the line? Cody Nagels wins it in Talladega.
Have created our own drink company. The fastest growing sports drink in history.
We will run! We will run! Ladies and gentlemen, the monkey is prime!
This season, we are hydrated.
The official sports drink of the UFC. It's time!
Oh, that's good.
I played a couple of simulators, and this was like very responsive, especially the hydraulics and stuff, the motion and stuff was
Green flag is in the air. We are racing. Three by three. Almost no trouble. Around goes Alex Hill. On into the outside wall goes Hill. They're wrecking big time out back. We're not going to throw a caution. Finish. Who gets it in the line? Cody Nagels wins it in Talladega.
Have created our own drink company. The fastest growing sports drink in history.
We will run! We will run!
Ladies and gentlemen, This season, we are hydrated.
The official sports drink of the UFC. It's time!
Oh, that's good.
I played a couple of simulators, and this was like very responsive. Especially the hydraulics and stuff, the motion and stuff.
Welcome back to Sonoma Raceway, Stage 2, the final stage, I should say, about to get underway. Matt Hayden undercut the stage with a pit stop and will inherit the race lead, but he'll have a hungry pack of cars behind him, led by Nick Seipel and John Velasti, the two dominant cars today. Really, Seipel has been the class of the field, but it will be Hayden that controls the race start on lap 16. Makes 29 laps to go at the Sonoma Raceway as we get ready to get this one back underway from Wine Country. Matt Hayden, Nick Seipel, John Velasti, Christian Strader, Garrett Caswell, your top five. Green flag back in the air, and off they go towards turn number one. It is 2x2. Hayden on the left, Seipel on the right. Seipel out of shape. Nick Seipel through the dirt. Gonna have to regain it. Comes back up in front of Velasti, holds all the leaders up. And surely it will not be nice. 3 wide for second. Strader trying to get through both Velasti and Seipel. Not able to get through either of them. He'll have the better line in turn 3, but still can't get by either car. Seipel recovers. Now Strader's out of shape, and he'll settle for fourth. But it's Matt Hayden away with the lead. 29 laps to go. As Hayden works his way back down through the S's. Seipel, Velasti, Strader, Caswell, the top five. Then it's Watkins, Modesty, Hunter Carlson, James Catrone, and Travis Everett as the field spreads out. And Hayden ahead by 1.1 seconds. We'll see if that lasts. Nick Seipel's been the best car in the field all night so far, as we are just 6 laps from halfway. Coming to lap 17, Hayden continuing to lead the way. More trouble for Austin Johnson as he has gone around in the hairpin. He is 1 lap down already and has crashed again here on lap 17. Hayden down through the S's. He's got Seipel chasing him. Velasti chases both of those cars. And then Strader and Caswell not far behind. Oh, Seipel dug it in too deep. Luckily, the next-gen car is very resilient when it comes to hits on the back end, because Seipel just ran right in the back of the Oakley Chevrolet of Matt Hayden. And Hayden was able to still make the corner, but it slowed everybody up here at the front and allowed John Velasti into the party. As he'll look for second on Seipel, while Seipel looks for the lead on Matt Hayden, and here comes Christian Strader. All of a sudden, a 3-car battle will become 4. It might very well become 5. Caswell's not far behind this either. Oh, Hunter Carlson's had some trouble back here as he gets off the racetrack. And a pass to the lead up front. It's Nick Seipel to the inside of turn 7 on Matt Hayden. He'll get past the 5-car. Trouble! Around goes Garrett Caswell. It's the 77 from 5th place. He goes around in the S's off the curbs. He'll lose 3 spots at least. More trouble behind him. It's Greg Bourbonieres. He gets sideways in the S's as well. He'll lose several spots. He goes back to 15th. For 3rd, here comes Christian Strader on John Velocity. He'll get the spot. Now he'll look for 2nd on Matt Aiden and eventually maybe the lead on Nick Seipel. Coming back, lap 19 on the board, 26 to go. A couple cars bounce off the wall here up front. Strader trying to chase down these 2 leaders. Seipel leads, lap 19 on the board, 3 laps short of halfway. And this one will go by somewhat quickly now, but we are under green. There is a chance we could be done in about the next half hour if this race stays completely green flag. .25 to go at Sonoma. 20 ticks onto the board as Nick Seipel has opened up a 2-second lead. Christian Strader has gotten to 2nd over Matt Hayden and will try to chase down the rookie Seipel, but got quite a lead to dig into here. Does Christian Strader. Harold Watkins has moved up to 5th. With Rusty Modesty running 6th, then James Catrone in 7th. Caswell fell back to 8th. GT Erzuri's up tonight, +3 for him. Travis Everett is 10th. Cars that are laps down. Steven Rasick is 1 lap down in 16th. They actually might be on the tail end of the lead lap. Austin Johnson is 1 lap down in 17th. Mike Martino is 3 laps down in 18th. Brandon Beauchamp is off the racetrack as of lap 16. Taylor Seneff did not make the start here tonight. So Nick Seipel coming down next time by 24 to go, and he's going to have some company here potentially pretty soon in the form of one of the road course aces, Christian Strader, who just cut a lot off that lead when Seipel got around lap traffic. So see what Strader's able to do with Nick Seipel if he gets there. Strader looking for back-to-back wins, had back-to-back wins last season as well. Looking to tack on a 2nd win in 3 races at Sonoma here tonight and start a really good season for him. Potentially a championship season. We'll see. We know he's got the speed. I think he had the speed last season too. He just missed a couple races in ill-timed spots, and it did not allow him the points cushion he wanted going into the playoffs. Then it did not allow him to cushion himself with points in the first round of the playoffs, put him in a must-win position at Charlotte. He was not able to get the job done. This season, we'll see if his fortunes change. Seipel opened up a 2.3-second lead once again over Strader, Velocity, Hayden, and Watkins. And like Chicago last week, this field's gotten very spread out. We'll go back and take a look at the battle for 2nd as it formulates between Christian Strader and John Velocity. Just 23 laps to go in Sonoma. And really, if you can get this to about, I would say 14, 15 to go, you could make it on just the 1 stop. We'll see how far these guys can go. Strader trying to hold off a charge from John Velocity. Seipel not able to check out this time on Strader. He's out, just barely out of reach, but not checking out completely. Strader chases him. Best battle on the racetrack is for ninth. Travis Everett looked for it there in the S's, could not get the job done. And Hunter Carlson's in this battle now too, a 3-car battle here for ninth. More trouble for Greg Bermanier back in 14th, but it appears he's gotten things going. As we head back to this battle, here's Zuri, Everett, and Carlson. 9, 10, and 11. Again, this continues to be the best battle on the racetrack right now. Oh, trouble. Andrew Little goes around back here from the 13th position. He gets it spun back around. No damage, no harm, no foul. Gets it back going once again, but did spin there for a moment. Comes Everett again. This will be the time to lunge down here into 11. He'll try to get alongside his teammate. He'll get a run here into the hairpin. He'll break early. He'll hit the tire barrier, though, and then knock the right front suspension out. Fernand gets the spot, and bounces off the 14 of Irizarry, and he goes around off Hunter Carlson. Travis Everett, a bad night gone worse. May have some wheel damage to boot, as he has dropped to 12th position. Strader not letting Seipel check out up front. It's been 1.8 for most of the run with 21 laps to go. Seipel continuing to lead, but again, Strader is keeping him at arm's length. Oh, Austin Johnson right in front of Seipel. That was almost bad timing. But they were able to keep it on going. Johnson able to scramble out of the way. May have very well taken his car to pit road. Well, doesn't appear so yet. Steven Rasick had a problem down here in the hairpin, but he gets it back going. Strader is closing in. Gap is 1.5 seconds, 20 laps to go in Sonoma. Last lap for both. A 1:16.85 for Nick Seipel, a 1:16.41 for Christian Strader. Again, Seipel is able to drive away just a little bit with 20 to go. Now maybe when he does check out on the field, we'll see. But now may very well be that time. When he starts to check out on the field, kind of put those guys behind him. Let's go back one spot. Strader has second. Velocity wants it and is catching up. We'll keep it here for just a moment. Strader around the lap car of Steven Rasick. Really no other battles on the speedway. Garrett Caswell just passed James Catrone. That's for 7th. The battle's not going to last very long, doesn't look like. We anticipate pit stops. The question will be, when are they? I would lean anywhere between 14 and 16 laps to go. you will see cars on pit road for the, what likely at that point will be the final time in the race. Although I said that last week, we had some guys pit with 2 to go at Chicago last week with fuel concerns. More trouble for Brandon Beauchamp. He comes to a stop in the S's. Lap by Mike Martino. And again, Schrader not letting him get away, but just hasn't been close enough to really put any major pressure on Nick Seipel yet. And next time by it will be 18 laps to go. Really only about 20 minutes left in this race, assuming everything stays clean and green. Seipel by 2.4 seconds over Christian Schrader and John Velocity. Matt Hayden settled nicely into 4th. Harold Watkins into 5th. Modesty 6th. Caswell 7th. Catrone 8th. The top 8, 9 cars have not changed in the last 10 laps for the most part. Coming back 17 laps to go. We're going to do something interesting next lap. And get on board with Nick Seipel here in just a moment. Watch how he attacks this racetrack. We'll do a full lap around with Seipel, the leader. See what he's doing to give him this much speed. I mean, he's been the class of the field all night. Looking to finish the job now with just what will be 17 laps to go. Let's do it. Let's go on board with Nick Seipel for a lap around Sonoma. Listen how hard this is. So really interesting perspective there from Nick Seipel as we see how he's been able to lead so many laps tonight. In fact, has led almost all of them. The only ones he did not lead are the ones that he pitted, and Matt Hayden took the point for a couple of laps there earlier in this longer stage. Rusty Modesty, Garrett Caswell, the first 2 on pit road. Complete green flag service here with 16 laps to go. On lap 28, make it 29 now. We should be able to go from here. We'll have to wait and see if this becomes a fuel mileage race later on. Trouble for Matt Hayden. So he has got some damage on the 5 machine. Trouble for Steven Luttrell in the 36, although he will bring his car to pit road. So will Austin Johnson. As Seipel continues on. Schrader and Velocity 3.3 seconds back or worse. The 15 laps left at Sonoma. Again, these will go by quickly. I told you at the top of the show. Seipel continuing to lead the way, 2.9 seconds over Schrader. Really no battles on the racetrack. Most cars are 18 seconds or further behind the race leader right now. But pit stops appear to be beginning, so we'll keep an eye on those. And Christian Schrader, remember, last week in Chicago did the undercut and actually beat Velocity by 10 seconds off pit road. Gotta imagine that might be in the cards once again for the driver of the Reese's Fast Break Mustang that won last week and got himself in the playoffs. Leaders on pit road, Nick Seipel, and so too is Christian Schrader from second. As the leaders starting to make pit stops on lap number 30, coming back lap 31. John Velocity inherits the lead. James Catrone will stay out. Really only the top 3 cars in contention to win at this point in the race. GT Arizuri will stay out. What about Hunter Carlson? He will stay out. Cody Eldred, same thing. Little, same thing. What about Harold Watkins and Garrett Caswell? So both staying out. See how this works for John Velocity. It's the same thing that happened at Chicago. It did not work for him there. We'll see if it works for him here at Sonoma. Likely getting the bonus point for leading a lap as well, so got to think bigger sometimes. More problems for Greg Bourbonier, who's gone a lap down. So he gets turned around in the S's. He'll keep it going. And here comes John Velocity, and boy, he is hot on pit entry. Trying to get on and off faster than Seipel and Schrader did. He's going to try his best. Seipel, meanwhile, about a 2-second lead on Christian Schrader off pit road, which is about what we expected. Well, new leader is James Catrone with 13 laps to go. May have very well gotten himself a bonus point right there, too, if he led that lap. It was close. Hunter Carlson on pit road, along with, of course, Velocity, we talked about last time around. Looks like Velocity got off pit road before Seipel. Let's go back there. He did. How about that call from John Velocity? Seipel likely will run him down, but how long will it take? Does he have enough laps? Schrader only 1.9 seconds behind Seipel. Most everyone has made a pit stop or is close. James Catrone continues to lead here at Sonoma. We'll see him on pit road here at some point. It will be, I thought it was right there. It was not right there. He'll stay out once again. Potential battle for the win shaping up back here. Nick Seipel catching John Velocity for a potential battle for the win. Velocity boots turn 11. Completely missed the corner, and on goes Seipel. So now Velocity not with anything now on his advantage. He's now the guy chasing once again on Seipel. And a tough break there. A mistake from a guy who doesn't make a lot of them. In turn 11 right there, and Seipel goes back on by for provisional lead. Still technically in the lead is James Catrone. He and GT Arizuri, two of the only cars that have not yet made their scheduled green flag pit stops. We'll see if it's right here, coming back to 11 to go. And there he comes, James Catrone to pit road. That will theoretically hand the lead back over to this man right here, Nick Seipel, looking for his first career Challenger Cup Series victory. He will have to contend with Christian Strader and John Velasquez, and Strader is trying everything he can to get up to the back bumper of Seipel right now. "11 laps to go." Seipel back to the lead, but Strader is not letting him get away. Trouble set for John Velasquez, although he hasn't lost any time. That was weird. That was a while ago, that's why. But Greg Bourbonier with a little bit more trouble back here, as well as Hunter Carlson. Both appear to be okay, got it back going, and have continued on. 10 laps to go when they get back around. It's all Nick Seipel at the front, but Strader is trying everything he can to keep him close. 1.3 seconds. Seipel going to catch lap traffic at a bad spot here in the S's as well. But Luttrell will allow him to go on through unimpeded. The lead starts to open back up once again. Back to the line, Seipel by 1.6, 10 laps to go in Sonoma. Nick Seipel is making this look easy. As he continues to lead, he's led almost every lap tonight. Velasquez led a few. Catrone led a couple. Matt Hayden led a few. Other than that, all Nick Seipel in the 75. So head down towards the S's. Good run for Garrett Caswell so far. He's back up to 4th position on the racetrack now. I don't know if he's made his final pit stop yet. So it could be unofficial, but we'll see. That looks like perhaps he already did. If what that tab is telling me is right, he has already made his pit stop, so appears to be that he is good to go to the end. And if that's the case, good for him. A 4th place run, certainly going to be what the doctor ordered after some stage points. As Nick Seipel continues to lead, single digits on the board, and Sonoma 9 to go. Christian Strader is keeping it as close as he can, a 1.5, but he just cannot get any closer than that. On the leader, Nick Seipel looks to close out a dominant effort. Strader to within 1.3. He's trying everything he can to get there. Oh, a bit of bad timing there for the lap car. Martino allows Strader to get a little bit closer. 1.1 seconds. Christian Strader trying to get back to Nick Seipel and get a look at the win to go back-to-back. Seipel looking to lock his way in the playoffs and complete a truly dominant effort, one of the more dominant ones we've seen in this series over the past calendar year. But here comes Christian Strader, the road course ace, multi-time Challenger Cup Series winner, is right in the tire tracks of Nick Seipel with 8 laps to go. I guess it was never going to be that easy for the driver of the 75, but now as that Reese's fast break car gets a little bit bigger in the mirror, it gets a little bit harder. Oh, another bad timed lap car allows Strader to come into the picture now. 0.5 second's difference. But right there, Strader had to lift a little bit more for that corner than Seipel did. He still gets to within 0.6. Here comes Christian Strader, a huge lunge there into 7 to get right to the back bumper. He used all the bit of brake that he could. Battle for the lead and potentially the win in wine country. Seipel has it. Strader wants it. 8 laps to go, coming back to 7. For most of the night, besides the stage restart and that pit cycle just after that green flag cycle, Nick Seipel has been unchallenged in this race. Now, with 8 laps to go, coming to 7, he's going to have to fend off one of the best in the series. Seipel back to the line, 7 laps to go at Sonoma. Both drivers trying to hit their marks. Half a second is the lead for Nick Seipel over Christian Strader. John Velocity goes third, but he's 4 seconds back distant from these leaders. Here he is, Christian Strader, the back bumper of Nick Seipel. He has figured something out on this run to get right to the back bumper. Now, can he complete the pass? Up the hill, down to 4. A bit of a better drive through there for Seipel. Has him away by another 1/10 of a second. Strader will not go quietly into the night. Still half a second's difference. Here's Austin Johnson, a lap car. Who's going to get him in a better spot? Answer, Seipel. Oh, boy. Johnson came off the curbs onto Strader and nearly got into the side of the 29. And that may very well be all she wrote, as Strader's now second back. Didn't fall too far, though. But he's got to redo all that work he just did to get back to the 75. Here's the braking zone that he can do it if he can dig it in deep. Coming up the back bumper, trying not to blow the corner. He's been real good on exit of this corner all night. He's good again right there, 0.3 of a second. Gained in turn 11 for Christian Strader. As he tries to run down Nick Seipel, 6 laps to go. He's using every inch of racetrack to do it too. Better there through turn 1 and 2. Up the hill to 3. 0.7 the difference through the left. Through the right. Seipel has been better through here all race. Not that time by the better car Strader, but it's not by much. Through 4. Down the short chute. Headed for 7. Nice corner for Seipel. Gains the 10th back. 8.5 make it 0.8 into 7. Strader's been good in 7. Gains a 1/10 of it back. Now we'll have to try to drive down the hill in the S's. Seipel's been so good in the S's tonight. He's been the best car in the S's by far. He gains a 10.5 back on Strader, but now here comes Strader in 9. Strader's finding a little bit of something that's going to get him just close enough to compete for the win. Down through 9 into 10. And if he can get within about 2-3 of a second, he can really lunge it here in 11 on the last lap, if he so chooses. And he got a much better corner there. Seipel blew it just a little bit, and Strader's on the back bumper. 5 laps to go. It's a battle for the win. Up the hill they come. Right in each other's tire tracks here. Seipel's been good up here, but Strader that time is better. To the back bumper, knock it on the door as Christian Strader, he looks to spoil the party for Nick Seipel. Up the hill, this is where Seipel has been so much better all night. He's better right there by a 10th, but Strader gets it back on exit. Down to 4. The duel continues. The tango between these two. The chess game goes on and on and on. Strader's been really good on breaking into 7. He's good again right there. Tries to get down the hill, but Seipel's been quicker to the gas. He is once again a 10th better, 10.5 better, almost 2 full tenths better. Here comes Strader. He's been better down here towards the end of the S's, and it gets him very, very close to that Nick Seipel machine. And I'm telling you, if he gets within about 0.3 on that last lap, he's going to try to likely lunge the hairpin. He's almost in that range right here, 4.5 back. He will not do it, though. It will come up on the back bumper of Nick Seipel. He will ride right in behind that Ford Mustang. Seipel almost backed it in the fence there off that turn 12. Here comes Strader again, back to the line. 4 laps to go, likely only 6 minutes left in this race without a caution, and Strader is there. Pressures Nick Seipel for the win. 2 of the best on the road courses. Seipel was good last week, had a problem, went to pit road, never came back out. Strader has won more than one road course in this series. Hunter Carlson plays blocker. Team games at Sonoma. We saw Johnson with a pick on Strader. Now it's Carlson with a pick on Seipel. This is unreal. I've never seen this in this series before. Look at how hard Hunter Carlson races the 75 to let Strader into the picture. Carlson goes a little bit wide there in 7. Want to get out of the way of this now battle for the lead as it goes past him. But some very interesting happenings here the last couple laps. We remember back in turn 7 a couple laps ago, Austin Johnson, Nick Seipel's teammate, nearly got in the right side door number of Christian Strader when they came through 7 into the S's. And I got to imagine that Strader was not very happy about it, so he had his spotter go down the spotter stand and tell Hunter Carlson, hey, make this guy's life hell for a couple minutes and see if you can't get me a pick to get back into this battle for the win. Through 11, now down through 12. 3 laps to go at Sonoma. Strader trying to stay off the wall, and Seipel is pulling away just a little bit. Up the hill, Strader trying everything he can. Seipel a little bit wide there in the right-hander. It cost him. He's just not hitting his marks a couple areas of the racetrack where he was all night, and it's costing him valuable time. Turn 4, Seipel's been better down from 2 to 4. That time, Strader breaks even. Strader's been better on braking to 7, but on exit, since he drives it in a little bit deeper, it's a little bit tougher for him compared to Seipel. That time, a better entry from Strader's going to get him right in the back bumper. Seipel wide in the S's. He's mirror driving here, and Strader is there. Oh, but a really good right-hander there from Seipel. Down to the left-hander, turn 9. Wide arcing left. Seipel better through there, but Strader's been better into 10, and he was better right there, but not really. Loses a 10th of it back to Seipel here. As they come back, it will be 2 laps to go. Seipel slides on entry, and that allows Strader almost into range to send him. Seipel goes sideways. Strader had to jump out of the gas, but man, if he could have just matted the throttle right there, he might have taken the lead. 2 laps to go. Next time by, they'll get the white flag. It'll be popsicle sticks this time around. You see Martino just bails off the racetrack as the battle for the win continues. Strader is right there. You gotta wonder, is the frustration of the team shenanigans finally gotten to Strader? Is he going to be willing to move Nick Seipel for this? Or will he race him clean? So far, he's raced him clean. He's shown no intention of wanting to play dirty. Will he get him on the braking zone? Seipel takes a defensive line. Strader with a better drive, side by side for the lead. Oh, Strader caught the curb with the right side tires. He tried to get a little ambitious on exit and lost him a lot of time, and that may very well be all she wrote. Hunter Carlson, Rusty Modesty with problems. Ah, Strader got too ambitious over the curb with the right side tires, and that very well may be it. He's got to have a really good set of S's and a really good turn 11, which he's been able to have all night. Let's see if he can be good here in turn 11 and maybe, just maybe, get a chance here at Seipel on the last lap. Decent. Not a great exit. He breaks even. And that's not really going to be good enough. 9/10 of a second. White flag is up. 1 lap to go at Sonoma. Seipel's got to hit his marks, but he's got to calm down a little bit here. He's been a little bit rambunctious, kind of gotten off his marks the last several laps. And it allowed Strader to get back into the lead, and Seipel just needs to take a deep breath. Stop mirror driving and just hit his marks, and he'll probably be in victory lane when we get back around here for another lap. Can't imagine Christian Strader's going to be thrilled at how the end of this race played out in terms of the shenanigans, some of the shenanigans that we just saw, and quite frankly, that's what it was, and it was on both ends as well. But in the end, he had a chance right there in turn 7 with 2 to go and ran over the curbs, and now Seipel hits all of his marks on this last lap. If he can hit a few more of them as he gets down here to 9 and down towards 10, he'll come home a winner. Through turn 10 down to the hairpin of 11. Strader sent it really hard into 10. Trying to get back to him, he will not. And Nick Seipel comes off turn 11. A dominant effort tonight for the 75 is going to earn him a spot in the playoffs in his first career win. Nick Seipel wins in Sonoma. Seipel will pull the Shane Van Gisbergen card into his burnout over here in turn 4. We'll give him a chance to do so. Nick Seipel, the winner at Sonoma. You got to imagine he'll stop here in a classic spot at Sonoma and hit turn 11 to do some burnouts. You would think. Maybe not. You'll see guys do some burnouts over here in turn 11. Oh, there he goes. I was going to say, a lot of guys like to do it down here in this area. He will do so. Okay. I hate to take away from Nick Seipel's celebration, but we're absolutely going to watch some drag racing down here at the end. A little bit of a sideshow. Drag racing. Here we go. JT Irizarry and Greg Bourbon here. Drag racing down the Sonoma drag strip that's in the middle of the track. And Irizarry's going to win that one. Let's go over here to Matt Aiden now. Go up top. Watch this drag race. As Matt Aiden and Harold Watkins get in on it. This is a pretty good race down the drag strip. Oh, man. It's just... Oh, my goodness. Oh, no. Some contact at the end. We'll watch one more of these. We'll watch one more of these, and then we'll give you your finishing results as well as speak to your top 3. I know they're waiting, but this is hilarious. 3-way drag race down the other way on the drag strip. Here is Zary Bourbon here and Little. Looks like Andrew Little's going to get the best of that one. Go through your race results, and then we will get to your top 3 for some interviews. It's Nick Seipel that wins tonight's race in Sonoma by 1.2 seconds over Christian Strader in second. It's John Velassi that goes in third. Great run for Garrett Caswell in fourth. Stage points for him tonight, as well as a finish to back up where he runs. Harold Watkins goes fifth. Matt Aiden sixth. James Catrone seventh. Rusty Modesty eighth. Andrew Little ninth. And GT Irizarry in 10th. Cody Eldred last car on a lead lap in 11th. Hunter Carlson 12th. Stephen Luttrell 13th. Greg Bourbon here 14th, Stephen Racing 15th, Austin Johnson back in at 16th. Mike Martino 17th. Travis Everett 18th. Last car that turned a lap was Brandon Beauchamp in 19th. Taylor Sennett did not make the grid in 20th. Let's go grab your top three, and they're already ready. No break required. Classic Challenger Cup Series. These guys, oh my goodness, you see down on the racetrack, they're doing about a 9-car drag race. As they go down the drag strip, I thought that was funny. Let's get to your top three. First of the 3 cars, the man who led some laps in this race. I thought I had a look at the win. Blue turn 11 after the pit stop and then never got back to the leaders, unfortunately. But it's back-to-back great runs for John Velocity after missing race 1 at Atlanta. Opens it with 2 top 3s in the championship defense as the road course stretch goes well for John Velocity in the 84 tonight's third-place finisher. John, it's Dawson, the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I sure do. I got you.
Well, look, an interesting race here tonight at Sonoma. Again, another race with no cautions besides the stage break. Thought you had a look at this one after the pit stop, a mishap in turn 11, and the race kind of got away from you after that. But, hey, back-to-back top 3 finishes after missing Atlanta. Quite a way to start the championship defense. Take me through a great night for you here in Sonoma.
Yeah, it was eventful for sure. Never had the pace that I had last week. I kind of knew I was going to be a top 3, top 4 car at best. Got through the pit strategy. Actually led a couple laps before the pit stop, which was nice. Take those bonus points. Got through the pit and somehow ended up in front of the leaders. And I was a little shocked by that. I was like, oh, this is nice. And then caught some traffic and the tires were super cold and basically just all went downhill from there. But got in the groove, found our way. Was able to maintain the top 3, and I'll take it. Can't complain about the podium.
Well, absolutely not. Cannot complain. And now, look, the road course stretch over for a few weeks. Next road course is August 12th at Watkins Glen. Now it's 3 straight pretty unique ovals. Dover next week, Indy the week after that, and then Iowa the following week. 3 very different racetracks. What's the confidence level for you here as we enter kind of the meat of the schedule in this championship defense for you?
The confidence level is, I'd say, about a 50%-ish. I'm not the best at those next 3 tracks, but the fun level is going to be at an all-time high. Those are 3 of my favorite tracks, and even if I don't have the winning pace, I know I'm going to have a lot of fun. So as long as I can get a good finish, maybe top 5, top 3 again, get out with some good points, and head back up the point standings.
Certainly working your way back up there tonight. Stage points and a third-place finish will help. Back-to-back top 3s for you, so while I have you here for a second, anybody you would like to thank or shout out on the way out the door?
I appreciate you throwing on these broadcasts. Appreciate this league. I appreciate everyone that comes out every week. It's so nice to be able to race around a good group of guys that has respect for each other and takes it serious enough to move out of the way when a lap down, and doing that just makes this even more fun and entertaining. So I appreciate all the guys involved.
I appreciate you for talking to me for a second. Congrats on the third-place finish. Go enjoy it. Go celebrate. We will see you next Tuesday night in Dover.
Thank you.
John Velocity, the 84 tonight's third-place finisher. Let's move to the second step. And Christian Strader, who gave Nick Seipel a run for his money, and with 2 laps to go, I thought he was going to switch back and get underneath Nick Seipel for the race lead. It falls away from him at the very end. Back-to-back great weeks for Strader, though. A win last week to lock in the playoffs. Second tonight, some laps led. Great points for him as he continues a great start to his campaign in that 29 machine. Let's hear from him. It's Christian Strader tonight, second-place finisher. Christian, it's Dawson in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Hey, what's up, Dawson?
Well, look, an interesting night certainly for you here at Sonoma. I do want to get your take on this finish. I was going to ask you this for the night as a whole, but we saw some interesting things happen on the finish between you and Austin Johnson, and then between Hunter Carlson and Nick Seipel. Is there anything to it? Are we looking too far into it? What's your take on what happened the last 5 laps here tonight at Sonoma?
Honestly, I'm not too sure. I really, I noticed it, but I didn't notice it. You know what I mean? Like, I was pretty focused in on just trying to get to the back of the 75 or 78, and really didn't really pay much attention to it. I saw the 32 kind of get in the way, the leader, and it kind of benefited me there. But I'm not really too sure. I mean, he kind of raced everybody a little hard, but I'm not really sure what what went on actually.
Well, regardless, a second place finish for you tonight here at Sonoma. You know, we talked about last week. We talked about kind of bouncing back from Atlanta, getting the win, locking the playoffs, and now you can kind of maximize your points. Looked like you did that tonight. So we're now into the oval portion of the schedule, the meat of the schedule, I guess, if you will. And you know, we're coming up on some tracks that you know, fit your forte a little better. Dover next week. Indianapolis the following week, Iowa coming up on August 5th, kind of back to that short track mile-and-a-half grind. You got Darlington later on in the season also, so we're kind of back into your element, in your wheelhouse. You know, you're good on the road courses, but you know, obviously those mile-and-a-half ovals are kind of where you separate yourself. So, what is the confidence level as we enter the oval stretch, and you know, kind of what can we expect from you the next few weeks?
No, I feel really good going into the next few weeks of the schedule. Some of my better tracks, but for the most part, I mean, we've been running pretty well, and just kind of want to continue moving forward with that. But not too sure. I'm a little gassed from running, focusing in, and my mind's just kind of wandering off a little bit. Sorry, but no, I think for the main part, just want to really kind of keep doing what we're doing. Getting good finishes, try to win a couple more races and get some playoff points. And I feel like the rest of the schedule kind of suits that for me.
Well, yeah, certainly off to a good start. And again, several tracks coming up that we have seen you win at before as you continue a really good start to this second season in 2025. Second place for you tonight, though, back-to-back top two finishes for you after the win last week at Chicago. So before we let you go, and while you have a second, when you're not cutting out, by the way, I did have to jab about that last week. That was funny. But while we do have you here for a second, anybody you'd like to thank or shout out on the way out the door?
Just thank you to you guys putting together the broadcast. Andrew, Rusty, Matt for putting together the league, and just everybody that tunes in and watches the races.
I appreciate you for talking to me for a second. Congratulations on the second place finish. Go enjoy it. Go celebrate. We will talk to you next week in Dover.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see you next week.
Christian Strader, another good run for him in second. Back-to-back top two finishes. Now it's the man in Challenger Cup Series victory lane for the first time in his career in this league. And boy, what an achievement it is for him. A dominant one tonight. He led most of the 44 laps. Fought a challenge from John Velasquez. Fought a challenge from Christian Strader. Had to go get the lead a couple times. But at the end of the day, it is Nick Seipel in the 57 in victory lane for the first time here tonight at Sonoma. Let's talk to him. Nick, it's Dawson, the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, it's your first win of your career in the Challenger Cup Series, first win of the season, and you did it in pretty dominant fashion, led most of tonight's 44 laps. Take me through the strategy, your game plan coming in, and how you're able to execute at such a high level tonight.
Well, I practiced throughout the week and got pretty fast and thought would be pretty competitive. I just had to limit mistakes, unlike what I did last week at Chicago. Also felt like I had a good shot there, but then just made that mistake on the restart. So I knew I wanted to get track position early and then just limit mistakes, and still made some mistakes, but was able to limit them enough to keep Christian behind me.
Well, yeah, and we'll go into that now. Towards the end of the race, Christian Strader picks up time, gets right on the back bumper. Kind of what's going through your mind? He's a road course ace. He won last week at Chicago and has won a couple of road courses last season as well. Kind of what was going through your mind? We saw you maybe miss a couple marks by just a little bit. It allowed him into the fight. Kind of what was going through your mind as Christian Strader drove up to your back bumper there with a couple laps to go?
I mean, I was just trying to stay mistake-free, but obviously with him closing in, the pressure was building, and I definitely made a couple mistakes that made that worse. He made a mistake with like 2 to go and a couple other mistakes that kind of kept me within, or like in a bubble, or outside of the bubble rather, to where you couldn't just dive bomb me. So it all worked out in the end.
Well, obviously you kind of got the win out of the way now, locked in to the playoffs later in the season. So now we kind of get in the meat of the schedule. A lot of unique ovals coming up: Dover, Indy, Iowa, Richmond, Darlington, all coming up that are a little bit unique. We got Daytona and Watkins Glen kind of mashed in there as well. Kind of how does this change? Does it change the way you drive, first of all? And if it does, how does it change your game plan? And what's the confidence levels we get into kind of the meat of the schedule here in the middle of August and September?
I'm just excited to get off the road courses. Obviously, I was fastest race, but I'm just excited to get to an oval. Dover's not my best oval, but I'm just glad to get back to turning left more. And Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm going to be a lot more confident and just a lot more carefree throughout the season, knowing that I'm already locked in the playoffs.
Well, we're looking forward to it. And again, as we head into the meat of this second season schedule, you're in victory lane tonight, though. First win of your career and first of the season, locked into playoff racing later on as well. So before we let you go, is there anybody you'd like to thank or shout out?
Obviously, Challenger Racing League, but on the race, it's a great league. Been having a lot of fun with it. T&J Bar and Grill, Premier Racing Setups, GTCR Motorsports is who the team is. Thank you, Dawson, for broadcasting it, and PGR eSports for broadcasting it. Also, thank my mom. She was watching, so hi, Mom.
Well, thanks for talking to me for a second. Congratulations on the win, your first of the season here in Challenger Cup Series in 2025. Go enjoy it. Go celebrate. We will talk to you next week in Dover.
Thank you, Dawson.
Next cycle, the winner tonight from Sonoma Raceway, and we'll start to kind of wind down our coverage from Sonoma. An interesting race. You know, you could say it's a little bit different from last week in Chicago. Last week we had 6 cars finished. Tonight I think we had 16 or 17 finished, so a little closer to what we were expecting. 20 cars tonight, too. That was cool, man. The turnout this season has been really good. Hopefully that continues. As we build our car count here in Challenger Cup Series. It's a great group of guys, a great group of drivers. There's a lot of speed, there's a lot of talent, there's a lot of competitive fire definitely out on this racetrack tonight. So it was a lot of fun, and we're continuing on to a season. What a great start to Season 2 of 2025. I'll tell you a little bit about the schedule upcoming, as well as the SummerSlam 499. We'll give you the dates, we'll give you the format, and kind of tell you to put that on your radar for a couple weeks from now. As for the schedule tonight, coming up in about 10 minutes from now, we're a little less than that actually, it'll be Michael Triscaro and Ron Morris on the call for Ron Morris Racing's Tuesday Night Thunder. As that series enters, I want to say championship night. Let me double check before I tell you that. It is not. It is race 2, the round of 8 for Ron Morris Racing's Tuesday Night Thunder. Great series of racing. It's produced some of the best weekly racing that we've seen on the money racing side of things. Mike and Ron will have you on the call on PGR eSports. Go to our main page. Stream may already be live. If not, it will be not long from now that those two go live and bring you all the coverage. Then coming up later in the week, it'll be PGR eSports Super Speedway, or Intimidator Super Speedway Series racing this week, coming up once again on Thursday night. I'm planning to be back for the broadcast this week. We'll see if it works out. But that is the plan as of right now, is to be back with Austin in the booth on Thursday night as we go racing once again. Again, for some reason the schedule, I just still cannot find it, but we will be racing again on Thursday. Landon and Velicky on the Midnight Racing League call. It's this league that starts at 12 a.m. Eastern time. That'll be on Friday night. We'll be Landon on the call for that one. Should be a lot of fun as he kind of brings you a new product over there as well. Next Monday, another recruitment race for the SummerSlam 499 coming to you live from PGR eSports. One of us, myself, Mike, Landon, Austin, somebody will be on the call for that one next Monday night. And then we're back for Challenger Cup Series racing from Dover Motor Speedway next Tuesday night at 8:30 right here on PGR eSports as we go racing for 160 laps at Dover Motor Speedway. Should be a fun one as we get back onto the ovals after a couple weeks of road courses. Excited to get back to turning left. As Nick Seipel said just a moment ago, can't wait to get back to Dover for another stop on this schedule this season. Of course, Indy, Iowa after that. Some fun racing coming up. Set your calendars. August 2nd is a Saturday, and Sunday, August 3rd, it's the PGR eSports second annual SummerSlam 499 coming up the weekend. Again, August 2nd and 3rd. It's the Gen 6 cars at Talladega in an elimination-style event. It'll be capped at 200 entries. We'll cut that entry list down to around 41 cars for Sunday afternoon's 499-mile race that will be live broadcast on the PGR eSports Network. All the racing that weekend will be here on PGR eSports. It actually, I think, is August 2nd, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, or July 31st, August 2nd, August 3rd, something like that. I think it's the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of August. And we'll bring you prelim races on the 1st and 2nd. We'll bring you potentially an LCQ race on Saturday, potentially some dual races on Saturday, and then the feature race Sunday afternoon in the middle of the afternoon here on PGR eSports. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be myself on the call for most of that weekend. You'll probably hear from Austin Green, Michael Triscaro, Landon Velicky throughout that weekend. And we are bringing back producer Christian Hill as well. Can't wait to work with him. One of the best in the business for sure. Coming back to join me in a couple weeks for the SummerSlam 499. Hope to have you there. And hope you have you back next week from Dover as Challenger Cup Series racing returns next week at Dover Downs. Nick Seipel wins at Sonoma, the first win of his Challenger Cup Series career and the first of the season for the 75. He's locked in the playoffs, and another interesting week in the books for Challenger Cup Series. We'll see you next Tuesday. Go on and head over and watch Mike and Ron bring you Ron Morris Racing's Tuesday Night Thunder over there on PGR eSports. Myself, Dawson Wise, you've been watching PGR eSports coverage of the Challenger Cup Series.